Okay. See here. Alright, so it is 12:28. Yes, sweetie pie. Sandwiches inside. You'll see. Oh, that's there. I need you, and I need you, and you, and you, and you. Poor kitty pony. Alright. Hello. And welcome back to the kitchen, folks. It's one of those days. One of those days. Like I say, it looks like I spilt something. Yeah. Lots of coffee today. You were just sleeping. Why every time? Princess, every time. Every darn time Mommy comes in this kitchen, no matter where you're at, even if you don't see or hear me, you wake up and you gotta come in here to terrorize me. You're cotton-heading ninny mugging. Go back to bed. Okay. Slice up everybody's bread. So hello loves and welcome back to the kitchen. Today is Friday. Yeah. Thank God it's Friday. And it is Friday, February, no, yeah, Friday, February 28th, 2025, Pantry Challenge Day 783 of the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. It is officially the last day in February, and tomorrow, which is Saturday, is the first day of March. That's what Mommy says, yay, because then it's the first day of spring, or we're going into spring. And spring and summer are my favorite months because they are the best gardening seasons. Lord have mercy. So, my husband stayed home from work again today, which is extremely rare because even when that man is in pain, even when he's sick, he always goes to work. But, as I told y'all yesterday, he's really sick, and it's not just a normal cold. His coworker that he works in the truck with tested positive for strep throat and an upper respiratory infection. Now, he's getting better, but that's because I've been on him. He is strictly in bed, resting, sleeping it. I have gotten him to sweat out a lot. I do the same thing with my kids, do the same thing with myself. When we are sick, even though when you're sick, you know how you get really hot, like your body temperature gets hot? At least we do. Like I get super, super hot, super overheated. I feel like I'm a sauna. And I felt like that all day. But we will put on clothes that will make us sweat and we'll sleep like that. Is it uncomfortable? Yes, but you want to sweat out the germs, the toxins, sweat out the cold. So I've been doing that with him and my kids and myself. Um, Also, everybody's taking medicine, so between the sleep and the resting, the sweating it out, the medicine, the cough drops, um, and I'm keeping fluids in everybody and getting everybody to eat all day long. Everybody's starting to get a little bit better. Now, nighttime is the worst. Nighttime is when fevers spike. So, I don't know if y'all are aware of that because I know not everybody has children, but it's the same thing with adults. You can be feeling better during the day, and the minute nighttime comes, your fever is going to spike through the night. And we went through that with our youngest. If y'all saw supper from last night, because when everybody's sick, I do soups. Like wintertime is soup, stews, casseroles, and stuff like that. Stuff that people really don't want to eat in the summertime because it's super hot outside. You know what I mean? So I typically do a lot of soups and stews and stuff like that in the winter. However, when my family is sick, I do a lot of my canned soups. And I know what ingredients I make with them, so I control the ingredients, and it's a lot of, it has vitamins in it. It's got a lot of protein. It's very hearty. So I made my creamy tomato soup last night, and then we did grilled cheese sandwiches with my honey whole wheat bread, and then my Italian loaf sandwich bread. But I like to get whole grains into my family when they're sick. I do that every day, but I amp up on it when we're sick. So we did that, and then my youngest did not want grilled cheese because she's in this whole I don't like grilled cheese phase. So she had one of my chicken salad melts. I literally make it the same way I do a grilled cheese, and then I'll top it with cheese. Put the chicken salad on the bread, and then I put cheese over it, and then the top half. And then I put it in my sandwich maker, and bam, it's a melt. So we did that last night, and then everybody had some of our whole cow milk chocolate milk. It tastes just like a chocolate milkshake, straight from the cow. And it's pure, like real chocolate, not no Hershey's chocolate, not no, you know, it doesn't have any harmful ingredients. It's literally pure chocolate. So it's the best chocolate milk in the world. I will, what's the word, debate anybody against that. It is the best. So I gave everybody a small glass of chocolate milk last night just to get a little something in them. And they know to sip it. When you are sick, don't ever chug any liquids. I don't care if it's water. Do not chug it. You're going to make yourself sick. Well, our youngest didn't pay attention. She wound up feeling like she was going to throw up. So I ended the video, which I showed y'all primarily what everybody was having. I just didn't make all my children's plates on video, but that's fine. Checked on my youngest. She wanted daddy. That was a huge issue because I'm trying to keep the kids away from daddy and like quarantine almost separately because he's got it the worst. So that's hard because she's a daddy's girl. She wants daddy real bad. Other kids do pretty good with that. They can see daddy and talk to him. They just can't be up in his face. Where the littles they're snuggly. They want snuggles. They want to be in your face. They want to be nuzzled in your neck. That's the hard part. She wound up sleeping with us last night. She passed out, and I got my little green wash rag. I've told y'all about it before. I've even showed y'all. It was my abuela's wash rag. And growing up, when I was little, anytime I was sick or had a migraine or had a really bad night from my night terrors, my abuela would go get this one Pacific little thin green washcloth. She'd get it wet and she'd put it on my head or the back of my neck. That's not, but it always made me feel better. Like there's something about this particular wash rag, I'm telling y'all. And when she passed away, my padre found it and he was like, Abuela wants you to have this. I know she would want you to have this. And I've had it ever since my abuela passed away. I use it with my children. I use it with my husband. I use it on me. Like, even days when I'm sick and I just want my abuela so bad, or like if I'm really missing her, I will go and get that washcloth. I'm telling y'all, it works. So I put that on her head. She was passed out in my spot in bed, and then my husband wound up waking up, and we were up for hours. So I got the shower going, scalding hot water, put a seat in there, and literally was like, you are going to sit beside this tub and you are going to breathe in the steam. And he knows not to argue with me. What mama says, mama gets. So he sat there, he breathed in the steam for like a half hour, and then I was like, all right, why don't you go ahead and get in the shower? Wash any germs off of you, it'll make you feel better. So I got him in the shower, and was helping him and everything, and then he went to bed. I want to say like at 1 something. I was still up though. I was chugging water. Not chugging, but I was drinking my water. And just trying to get myself to where I knew I'd be able to go to sleep. We skewed it, my youngest in the middle. She wasn't in any of our faces. We weren't in her face. We all had room because we have a big bed, and went to sleep. However, when I woke up this morning, well, I woke up late. This is the first time I've slept in, but everybody slept in. My husband, all our kids, and myself slept in. And I was like, ugh, I don't do well sleeping in. I get really bad headaches if I sleep in. Like, if I'm not up between 2 and 5 in the morning, I will feel groggy and I will get a headache. I do not like it. And that's how I felt this morning. I was not feeling good at all. So, dealt with that, ran outside, fed all my animals, gave them fresh water, because I'm like, my animals, both inside and outside, even livestock, they're not used to just eating whenever. I have all my animals on a schedule. I always have. I've always been good with that. I don't care if I'm sick. I don't care if my back's out. I don't care what the situation is. I always feed them at their certain times. So they were not too happy with mommy. And they all gave me a mouthful when I went out there. So I made everybody happy, gave them some treats and everything, and made everything better, and then came in. Now for breakfast this morning, I did not cook a big breakfast. However, I will show you what we had. I made my cheese Danish. So they're all different sizes. Some are circle. Look, making homemade from scratch, not everything has to be perfect. Not everything's got to be the same. So everybody had 2 of my cheese Danishes with a side of fruit. They had bananas, they had strawberries and blueberries, and they had peaches and pears. So that's what we all ate, like every single one of us. All my children, my husband, and I each had fruit and cheese Danishes. I did not eat, I ate 1 cheese Danish. I didn't have 2, but this is all that I have left. Just 2. And since there's not enough for all my kids, and I know that they'll fight over it, I'm going to snack on these throughout the day. But, like I said, I have some that are circles. This is the back, very flaky. And then squares. So, that was breakfast. And then for lunch, we are doing my sweet Lebanon Bologna. Now, I told y'all yesterday, I did not make them this for lunch because I did not have enough that's left for all my kids, for everybody to eat, and I didn't take any out of the freezer. Last night, Mama took it out of the freezer, so this is what it looks like. It's vacuum sealed, okay? And I just put what it is. It's 100% beef, and it's sweet Lebanon Bologna. For some reason, the state that we live in, if you preserve your own meat, you have to make sure that you put not for sale. I don't know why, but that's stupid. I was talking to the one Amish woman the other day, and we were discussing that because they have to do the same thing. It's like, why? Even stuff that we do, we still have to put that on there. It's so, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, y'all, but I digress. So, that is what we are doing now. Before I open this new one, we are going to finish this. And then I got my homemade cheese, so I just use wax paper, and I cut a bunch of little like squares to put them in between the cheese. And then my mayonnaise, I always use these jars. They work. I have them in my mason jars and in those. I save jars. I know there's a lot of people out there who are very mouthy about, you shouldn't reuse jars and this and that. Look, I've been doing this a long time, okay? And there's nothing wrong with reusing jars. A lot of people say that because they want you to spend the money and buy their jars. I can also attest that my abuela, who is way older than any of y'all, has been doing this way longer than any of us. My abuela lived to be past 100. She was born in 1912, lived to be a little bit past 100 before she died, and that was years upon years ago, like 12 years ago, give or take. And she did the same thing. You should see half the stuff that she had her homemade mayonnaise in. And making your own mayonnaise is really, really simple. So this is what my sweet Lebanon bologna looks like. We try to do it thin, but sometimes they're super thin, sometimes they're thicker. It all depends. But it's okay. And then everyone gets 3 to 4 slices. And then they get a slice of cheese. Normally I'll do provolone cheese. I forgot to get my provolone out of the freezer, so yeah. It's fine because we're going to use my cheddar. And I'm not throwing these away. I threw them away last night like an idiot, and obviously I'm not getting in my garbage bin to get them. But I saved these because when I slice my cheese, I reuse them. But see, very simple. And then you just do the top part. So that is one sandwich ready to go. And I'm going to use my big knife to cut. Bam. I use my serrated my serrated blade knife that is strictly to slice my bread, because all my bread is homemade from scratch. And then I use my big knives to, you know, cut the sandwiches or cut meat, this and that. Oh, one of those days, y'all. One of those days. Okay, I need to get in here actually sugar plum so I can get my brownies. Put that right there, right there, right there, right there. I guess one of my children couldn't finish their homemade fudge, and they put it in here. This is my white fudge. Y'all can see. They're like little rectangles. So they know, wrap it up. I tell them to put it in a baggie, but, you know. My heart-shaped pan. And my homemade, from scratch, brownies that y'all and me made the other night with my little heart sprinkles. And I love them. Super moist. Oops. That's how moist they are. So good. I'm telling y'all. And I'm not big on chocolate. My chocolate, though, mwah. Telling y'all. I'm also going to get some of my canned pickles. Oh, yeah. Man, I really burnt that chip. I didn't mean to burn it. Sometimes they burn, that's okay. Alright. Everybody gets the same thing. There may be some more things added, just depends on the kid. For this one, it's my sweet Lebanon bologna sandwiches with my sliced cheddar cheese, my homemade from scratch brownies, my salted baked potato chips, and my homemade chocolate chip cookies. And every single thing that is on this plate has came from our homestead. Booyah! So, I'll be right back. One for you, sugar dumpling. No. I'm limited in space, but y'all want to go ahead and say grace? Ready? God is great. God is good. Let us thank Him for our food. By His hands we are fed. Please give us, Lord, our daily bread. And please bless the food in which we are about to eat and the hands who prepared it. We love you. Amen. Normally, I will stop what I'm doing. I close my eyes and I pray. Um, but when I can't, because everybody's hungry. It's 12:28. Everybody wants their lunch. Normally, we eat about 11. So this is actually later than what I normally do lunch. And yeah, we may have slept in a little bit, but we still get up earlier than most people. So when you have breakfast super early, then the kids get hungry earlier. And same thing, Lebanon Bologna and my sliced cheddar. Bless you. Bless you. Now, I do not buy chips like that from the store. I'm very big against that because of the ingredients. But there are sometimes I will let them pick out, like if they want a salt and vinegar, they want Doritos. But it's like once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. Because I am very, very picky on that. Same thing, my chocolate chip cookies. Oh, for Pete's sake. And we've been having problems yet again all day with our stupid internet. So Armstrong is the only company that services our little off-grid area, and it burns me up that they're the only ones because they charge us way too much. But because of the area, we're not around, this and that. Stupid. It makes me so angry. Don't penalize me because we don't live in a neighborhood or we live in, you know what I mean? So what? You can service it. You don't have to charge us more. And we don't even have cable. We stream because I'm not letting my kids watch all that garbage that is on cable. It's okay if y'all like that and if you don't care what your kids watch, but to each their own. I don't judge y'all. Don't judge me. I protect my children's innocence, and I'm not exposing my children to that filth. I'm not letting my children become children of the devil. And I don't care what anybody has to say about it. I don't care. Simple. I don't care. They're my kids, and they're already going to have to deal with the disgustingness of this wicked world one day. They don't need to be, exposed to that. We did have cable in the past, yes, but it's just they've gotten so much worse with what's on cable now than what they did. So we haven't had cable in years by choice. But we do Wi-Fi. And we control what we watch. And that goes the same thing for my husband and I. My husband and I are not watching filth and taking in a bunch of crap like that. We're very, very particular about what we consume. So there's that. Give me 1 minute, Juliana. I said, give mommy 1 minute. Okay. Voila. Anyway, our internet's been out. I understand if they're working on it or something happens, but at least have the decency and respect to let your customers know we're paying so much, and we pay more than most people because they hit us with the whole, well, you don't live in a neighborhood, you don't live in a town, you live, so if you live off grid, it's a little bit more pricier, and you're lucky if you can get a technician to come out. So we don't really have a choice. But again, our school got ruined, so I just said, screw it, it's Friday, we're just going to take their day off. And the internet finally came back on, and I was like, nope, I'm done with it. So I've been in my Bible and typing up my morning scripture readings, doing that for, our morning scripture readings that we all do together, plus all the Bible aspects that I teach my children with the New Testament, Old Testament, with our homeschool, and now all my children are playing games with Daddy. So everybody's sick. Let them enjoy themselves and rest. I'm gonna go take this to my kid. I'll be right back. Mommy to the rescue! Melania, make sure you don't spill yours. Oh, honey. You got so upset about your sister stealing your bracelet. Didn't look right. You owe her an apology. You hear me? I don't care. You said that the other one was yours and made a big deal with your sister, even had me questioning. You owe her an apology. Thank you. We all mess up. We all make mistakes. That's fine. But we make amends. We apologize when we do wrong, don't we? Don't we? What I thought. Just like if mommy and daddy messes up, we say we're sorry. Never be afraid to admit you're wrong and never not apologize. That's what makes you a bigger and better person, by righting your wrongs and apologizing. Because we all fall short of the glory of God. We all sin. Nobody's perfect. Nobody. Okay, so we literally finished what was left of my sweet Lebanon Bologna. It is now all done, so this gets thrown away. Yes, technically I could still use this and, you know, whenever we make more, put it in here and just seal this part, but I don't like doing that. We have enough bags. If we get low, then yes, I will reuse the bags. I'll clean them out, you know, wash them out, let it dry, and then reseal until our new shipment comes in. But we're good. So, come here, and you see right here, I don't know if y'all can see or not, right here where there's lines, this is where my vacuum sealer pressed it and sealed. So it is sealed right along here. And I love it. Look how much it takes the air out. I'm telling y'all, if you do not have one, invest. We did. Yes, it, you know, cost us a good amount. Plus, you know, you got to pay for all the different size bags. It is a good bit of money, but it's not over consumerism. You're not just buying it to have it. It's literally, you're buying it for a purpose. It's intentional and purposeful buying, and it's an investment. Hold on, babies. Also got to go to the store. As much as I really don't want to go out, especially with everybody being sick, but we need to get our bulk shipment of dry cat food. Now, this is a lot smaller. It's got mayonnaise on it. I just took it off the bread, but look at the size difference. They're always different. So it is a lot smaller. And y'all can see, you know, it's not perfect. But that's part of processing your own stuff. And you know what? I would rather do that any day than have to go back to buying from a store. Any day. So, the 3 sandwiches that I made was on my sweet Italian sandwich loaf. This is my honey whole wheat bread. Okay.